Hi everybody, it's Jeannie. Welcome to my channel. And today I want to talk to you about something that blew my mind. It was a story that I read, and it just, I feel like I have to talk about it because it's a classic story, but it's not well known. I've read bits and pieces about it before, and I finally read it and I watched a video, and it just opened my eyes. I feel like I'm awake, and it made me look at some of the things that have been ingrained in my life, in my mind, and made me question things. And all of a sudden these things start to pop up where I was like, wow, I've been deceived. And I just wanted to share with you today, so that maybe you could become aware and awake of things that you encounter in your life where you're like, is that really what it is? So this story blew my mind. I feel enlightened after hearing the story. This is a classic philosophical story of Plato's Allegory of the Cave, and it discusses how we perceive reality, and maybe life is an illusion. And there are times in our life when we need to change our perception when we're looking at things. And we also need to question things. We need to question things and seek the truth. So the story is Plato's Allegory of the Cave. And Plato was a philosopher. He was a student under Socrates. So if you can imagine, picture in your mind a deep, dark cave. And below the ground in this cave are several men, and they are chained and bound to a wall, like a half wall. And they're on the ground, and they are in a pretty much a immovable position. Behind this half wall is a dimly lit fire, and there are individuals who from time to time will hold objects up in front of the fire, and the shadows will cast on the wall in front of the prisoners. So these prisoners have been bound and chained to this half wall all their life. They don't know anything else. So the reality is basically these shadows on the wall, shadows of flowers, birds, trees, butterflies. And so this is their reality, what they see and what they encounter. So one day, a prisoner finds his way out of this cave. So he climbs out of the cave from underground, and he goes into the world. So when he comes out into the world, he's pretty much, as you can imagine, he's blinded, he's confused, he's disoriented. He doesn't know what he's looking at. So after some time goes by, he begins to realize, and he is inundated with sights and sounds and smells and shimmering colors and just the vibrant world. And he's amazed, and he realizes, I've been asleep. I am now awake. Not literally asleep, but his mind has been in the dark. Now the mask of his old world has come off, and the blinds are open. His mind is open to this real reality. And his life before was an illusion. So he decides to go back to the cave and talk to the prisoners and say, hey, this is not real. this is not reality. This is a facade. And they don't believe him. They scoff at him. They disregard him. And the prisoner that escaped is not believed. And he's very dismayed by this. So, and if you like this video, give it a like, please. So some examples that are apparent to most of us. There's a simple example, and then there's an extreme example of being deceived and what reality really is as opposed to what we're told. So we're told so many things and they're not necessarily true. They're skewed, and we need to question. So one simple example is veggie burgers. So veggie burgers is an alternative to meat, and I give props to vegetarians and vegans. That I think that's a very virtuous and complicated. It's very hard to do. So veggie burgers, many of the popular brands, they are in the frozen section. They contain, if you look at the ingredients, there's no vegetables. One of the main ingredients is methyl cellulose. And if you look up methyl cellulose, it's a filler that they put in the veggie burgers. It is completely non-nutritional. It is made from wood and cotton, and the veggie burgers are seasoned. So your people that eat the popular brand of veggie burgers are basically eating wood pulp and cotton, and our bodies are not meant to digest that. We do not get any nutritional value from that. But as our world tells us, oh, eat this, this is good for you, this is a meat alternative, and it's not good for you. So I hope you guys look into that and become awake to that reality. If you want to look up methyl cellulose, feel free to research it. I'll link it in the description below. Also, I will link the great video that I watched regarding Plato's Allegory of the Cave. It's from the YouTube channel After School. It's the best one I've seen. It's so eye-opening. I just can't. Another extreme example of a way that we are blinded and deceived to the truth is the Tuskegee experiments that were started to do in the 1930s, lasted till the 1970s, so almost 40 years. There were 600 African-American men participants in a research study. They were offered free medical care for their syphilis that they had, and later come to find out the doctors knew that they were just giving these African-American males a placebo, but also telling them that they were treating their syphilis, and they never treated their syphilis. They deceived them, and the men trusted the doctors. They never questioned them. So this is an example of questioning our reality. We need to question. It's actually a form of freedom. Knowledge is power. So I just wanted to share these stories with you, and I hope that you become enlightened to the truth, whatever truth that you uncover. So I thank you for listening and sharing your time with me. And again, give this video a like if you like it. If you want to comment or have questions, I'd love to have a back and forth. So please do that if you wish. And thank you for your time, and see you next time. Thank you.